Okay, so I love doing the self-defense videos. I love doing the shooting stuff too. Had fun with batons and knives and everything. So one of the things I was thinking about talking about now is after an SHTF situation and you're out of ammo because you were too cheap to buy it when it was still around, would be like melee weapons. Could be this thing's stinking old too. I figured I'd show it off a little bit. My buddy Coop gave it to me. That was several years ago. Not the nicest sheath, but you can see that's old steel, and this is actually brass, and then that piece right there is copper, and it is a thick blade. That is the back side. But kind of wanted to talk about melee weapons, and we can't really swing this around. I don't have much room, but having something that you could use to defend, and not just having something you can use to defend, but knowing how to use and defend. I do like my ASP baton. I did a little bit of Kali, got to learn just enough to maybe mess up somebody who maybe doesn't stick fight too often. But a regular Kali dude would just smoke me, no doubt. And learning other styles and different ways of doing stuff, whether it was Japanese or Chinese or whatever it may have been. It's nice to have the stuff. You could use a hatchet to defend yourself. You could use it. That's a multi-tool right there. You've got a way to get fire. You can use it for a hammer. You can use it to defend yourself. There's a lot of options you can do on a budget setup that would still help you in a bad situation, but you're gonna have to practice. You need a training buddy, and live blade with a hatchet, if you don't have any experience with anything, would be a horrible idea. When I was first getting into a little bit of knife training, my brother made me like a wooden, he does carpentry stuff, he made me like a wooden mock-up version of the blade I wanted to get used to. So it had the same length, a little bit different feel because it's wood, it's not metal, it's not the blade itself. But it still gave me, I knew about where my reach was, I knew just how it felt. He did it, he pretty much traced it out and made it out of wood for it, a piece of oak or something. And it was a really good thing for me because it gave me that same feel. It was kind of a curved, but it was like a Raja 2. I don't know if you guys know what the Cold Steel Raja 2 is. I don't even have the blade anymore. Probably should have never sold it, kind of like that thing. It's just massive, and you're not supposed to be walking around like that. So I was like, I'm going to get in trouble. I might as well get rid of it. But melee weapons, spears, we got this forge now. I might want to make a spearhead out of something, and that would be cool. I've got that cold steel blade, the Bushman, that has a hollowed out end. You could put a stick into it, pin it if you wanted to. You have something for a spear, give you a little bit of space, a little bit of distance. Not saying that there'll be a situation where you would ever possibly need this. I mean, you get enough ammo, you might be good. If you're way out in the country, you might not have a problem anyways. But it's just a thought. If you're gonna keep in your head like, oh, I got that machete or something like that, and I could always use this. Well, if you've never even swung the thing around, you just bought it, set it off to the side, you're not gonna swing it around like you would if you practice swinging it around. Even without regular training, Miyamoto Musashi learned, and then he went out and trained himself in addition to, just through practice. Guy used to both blades all the time. He there's a level of mastery there that was incredible. The dude won like so many life and death duels. But even your I carry that thing everywhere now, this little K-bar. I have punched quite a bit of stuff with it. I've gone through a lot of stuff, a lot of time leaving it in here because I don't have a training blade like this. But I pretty much know what I'm going to do. I boxed for a while. I like boxing, and you can box with this. Look at that. It even holds my change when I got it thrown in my pocket like that. Quarter. But just having that there, it's another tool. It's a tool. I still cut stuff with it all the time, and depending on what pants I'm in, I'll leave that thing in my pocket because you could just easily push it out. But it's always something on me. This is more of an EDC, but what I'm talking about is anything besides a firearm. So get something you like, practice with it. You could practice in the woods with it, you know, trying different slices with a machete. They're a little bit more flimsy. It's going to bounce different than a really thick, tough, like my Alpha Dog thing. That thing's going to lop. I mean, it just hits stuff. It leaves a gash, but it hits different than you would with a machete, or it hits different than my Schrade that's a little bit longer. That Schrade has a little bit more reach to it. It's got a thump to it still a little bit because it's one of the thicker blades, but they cut different. So basically what I was saying is melee weapons are going to be good to have. They're going to be something that you could use to even hunt with to help you collect firewood, like I said, with a hatchet or something. Good things to have. Just if you're planning on using them in any kind of a defensive situation, I would definitely recommend toying around with it. Just like with your tactics, with everything else, you're going to want to run through it in your head a million times. You're going to try doing stuff as much as you possibly can. And I think you'll be way better off playing around with stuff. We've all played with sticks and stuff when we were young, and we know pretty much how a stick works. When you're smacking each other with it, it's going to sting some. So, I mean, sticks aren't bad. I've got screamer sticks, collie sticks, whatever you want to call them, and I've got like the Tonfa. It's like the police baton almost, and I've got some poly ones, so they're not solid wood ones. So I kind of practice with them a little bit more, and we can go tit for tat a little bit. They still hurt. I'm telling you what, if you're holding that thing and you just bank, but you never know. So if you have a heavy bag, you can get a cheap heavy bag at a garage sale probably. If you have a heavy bag, whacking it with a stick, seeing what it feels like, how it bounces off of it, depending on if it's bamboo or if it's oak. So just learning those little things is going to change a lot when you hit a person or something like that. If you had to defend yourself against the situation, you'll know that the bamboo has that little more rattle to it, and the oak is thud, and it's going right through, and it's hitting hard. Bamboo's to shatter bones, and it's really, really fast and light, and the oak's a little bit heavier, and it's made to just crack that one or break that one. And there's going to be a lot of situations where you may only need to show the force depending on how things go. So hopefully you wouldn't have to use any of these things. But if you want to practice with that kind of stuff, ammunition's a little bit expensive right now, and I would rather do something else. Well, you can always box each other too. You're going to learn a lot from punching each other in the face. You put a pair of gloves on, and you and your buddies go back and forth. I would get a mouth guard. Mouth guards are a must. You're going to break something, and it's just not going to be fun. Plus, it keeps your whole head from rattling so hard so you guys don't end up knocking each other out or something like that. But just getting some of that practice is going to be an incredible thing for you. It's going to help with your cardio. It's going to help with your strength. Plus, you know I can throw a punch this hard. Having a heavy bag is great. A heavy bag will be a great tool for practicing with your melee weapons. If you stab it too much, though, you need more duct tape, and trying to stab, maybe just hit it with sticks. But you guys get what I'm saying. So get some training professionally even, or play around with this stuff so you can see how it's going to be. These punches come this way or that way, or how the stick goes across. Do I hit them easier this way, or do I hit them easier poke? Straighter line, it might go faster. You never know. That comes a lot quicker, and it's a lot harder to see just with a regular punch like that. Then, so you're going to hit bink really quick. Instead of that guy's going to come this way, bink, no problem. Let me know what you think, and man, maybe this weekend, run around the woods, practice with one of your sticks or something. You hit a stick on a tree too, it's gonna make a whole different, yeah, it's gonna rattle and shake your hand and everything. But don't forget to like and give us a comment about what you think. First time here, might as well subscribe. I'm constantly putting stuff up. I always get everybody back on the comments the best and quickest I possibly can, because I'm always on YouTube. Even when I'm not making a video, I'm always watching a video. I have too much fun on here, and this was like a fun video for me. And I was debating on how to do it. Just go out in the woods and start smashing stuff with my baton. Almost let one go. So, yeah, okay. Have a good day. Get out, train, have fun with it. This is something you can do with the kids too. Smacking sticks with sticks, and it's great. All right, have a good day.